bringing Gator Nation a different Gator great every episode.
This is Jabbar Gaffney. You're listening to the All for the Gators podcast.
Hey, I'm Earl Everett. You're not a Gator, you're Gator bait.
This is Bo Carroll.
Hey, I'm Rita Anthony.
This is Kewan Ratliff, and you are listening to All for the Gators podcast.
This is Cedric Faison, a.k.a. C4.
This is Brandon James.
This is Jack Jackson. Go Gators.
Hi, this is your boy Jeremy Mincy, a.k.a. Mr. Mintz, and we were the All for the Gators podcast.
This is Ben Trooper. You listening to the All for the Gators podcast.
Hey guys, this is Jarvis Moss. Go Gators.
You rocking with Lito Shepherd, and we're All for the Gators podcast, man. Top notch.
This is Chris Doring, and you're listening to the All for the Gators podcast.
And now, your Gator alumni hosts, John, Andy, and Sid.
Okay, Andy, here we go. Are you ready?
I'm always ready.
Okay. So, we're sort of breaking format this week with this episode. Something we talked about that we don't do, we're going to do it. We are pivoting, I guess, if you will. Before we say who the guest is, Sid's not on yet, right? This is All for the Gators podcast. I'm John. Andy's on. If you know the show.
We're here. We're ready to go.
Yeah. Sid's not on yet, but that's good because I want to make a bet with you, Andy. How many times will Sid refer to Jadan Baugh as Sammy Baugh?
God, I hope zero. But I'm sure that the betting line is above that. Oh, boy.
I think the over-under is 3. Are you going to take the over or under on that?
I'll probably take the under,
okay.
But it's definitely going to be more than 0.
I mean, we've had Rudy Guy.
I know.
Fred McGriff.
I know. And there he is.
Oh, he's coming on?
Gentlemen, here he is.
Is he? Oh, look, he's getting everything ready.
All right, are we already recorded? Coming at me hot?
So here's the intro. This is what we're talking about.
Okay.
We are breaking format this week, right, Sid?
We are. This is awesome. Breaking everything. Breaking third walls, breaking down barriers, breaking
Fourth
time
walls.
continuums.
Fifth walls.
It's all broken.
I say that because until now, and this is our 60th episode, we have featured Gator greats that have gone on to be all pros, gone on to the UF Athletics Hall of Fame. They've been all-Americans, all-conference, record holders, and we've showcased them and featured them on our shows and dedicated each show to a different Gator great in that aspect. But it changes all today, fellas.
Whoa. I feel a change is coming.
It is changing.
The times, they are a-changing.
I'm amazed you're letting us do this.
I couldn't pass up the opportunity. Couldn't pass it up.
It's like crossing streams.
I agree. I agree. I agree.
So now we can talk current Gators.
Current Gators. That's right. That's something we do not do.
Are we talking like a backup third string, like, safety or like someone on the special teams is taking the field like a few times? Or are we talking like a current player who's actually getting some touch? What are we talking about here, John?
We're talking about the Gators' leading rusher.
No.
How about that?
Tell me. And I believe he had a touchdown in our huge upset win against Ole Miss. I have many questions. This is
Of course he did. 25-yard catch. Beautiful.
That was pretty awesome.
Beautiful.
Yes. Without any further ado, let's get into it. Our first ever current Gator.
Well, today's Gator great hails from the ATL, where at Columbia High School he was a two-way player. His senior year, he racked up 54 tackles, 7 pass breakups, 6 interceptions at DB. And on offense, over 1,500 yards rushing, over 2,200 all-purpose yards, and 25 touchdowns, earning Georgia's Class 2A Offensive Player of the Year. Coach Napier plucked this Georgia peach and got him to the swamp. And after Montrell and Trayon went down, this man took over the backfield with not just one of the greatest single-game performances by a true freshman at UF, but by any Florida Gator in history with 5 touchdowns against Kentucky. After that, he didn't slow down. He became one of the most dangerous offensive threats a Gator offense has had in years. Gator Nation, it's my honor and pleasure to give you UF's single-game rushing touchdown record holder, tied with guys named Trey Burton and Tim Tebow. Your Gators rushing leader on the season in yards and touchdowns, number 13 on his chest in the orange and blue, Mr. Jadan Baugh.
All right, welcome.
Yes.
Thanks for coming on, Jadan.
Thank you.
How you feeling after last night? You okay?
I feel good.
Awesome. So we want to hear.
Yeah, congratulations on a huge win, second upset win in a row, at home in the Swamp, senior day. You pulling that 25-yard touchdown. So congratulations on that big win.
Thank you.
I got to ask, Lane Kiffin, guy we haven't liked for a long time over a lot of different places around the SEC. You hear him talking that junk during the week about the Swamp not being what it used to be. Obviously, you don't need to get up for having a top 10 opponent here at home at Swamp, but does that make it a little extra fun when you go out there and stick it to them? Tell us all what the team felt about Coach Kiffin over there this week.
Well, really, I can't tell you how the team felt because I don't think we too much listen to it. We just really focus on us every day, and the noise outside, it don't bother us. So if some of the guys did hear it, the ones that did, we kind of see how they played. So
you like that answers with actions.
So there was 89,942 in attendance at that game. How did it feel scoring that touchdown?
And it felt great. Every time I score, it felt great. Even when my teammates score.
Yeah.
Even when my teammates score, I just be amazed of how loud it gets, and how much support we have as our fans. It's I don't know. I can't really explain the feeling, but it's electric though.
So what do you want to say to them if they're listening right now? Gator Nation that was at the game.
Oh, thank y'all. Thank y'all for all the support because y'all done been here since the ups and the downs, and y'all always told us keep going. We're gonna be here regardless. So thank y'all.
Tell us a little bit about the Swamp the last couple of games. What's that atmosphere been like for you guys on the field? We hear it. I can't imagine what it's like for you guys on the field. It has been rocking. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, sometimes when you're in the game, you don't too much hear everything. So until we score or we make a big play, but when you're on the sideline, the defense make a third down stop, it just you can't hear anything at all.
And we had a bunch of those.
You hear the fans roaring. Yeah. So you just hear the fans just roaring, and it just makes you want to play even harder.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's great to hear the Swamp rocking again. Let's talk a little bit about Billy. Billy it was a rough start to the year, weathered through it. We've seen Gator coaches in the past that have lost the team, quite honestly. Clearly, Billy didn't lose you guys. Tell us a little bit about him as a coach.
Coach Napier's a great coach to me. Like I always tell people, Coach Napier's human. So he has to figure out a lot of things too as a team. So he done helped me so much. Even when the recruiting process, he done made a lot of things clear for me, and that's why I'm here now. But I learn a lot from Coach Nate every day, and I feel like as a team we do too.
He's talked a lot about the bye week this year and how the players were all in on figuring out how to get things on track after the rough start. He said it again actually after yesterday's game in his press conference. Again, he talked about that Wednesday practice is the best he's seen in 20 plus years of coaching. Can you talk a little bit about that week and the team's mentality and kind of what changed for you guys?
Man, oh my God, that that week of practice was it's very exciting because we didn't like how the games was going, and we knew we needed to change. And the coaching staff, they pushed us and told us what we needed to do, and they also told us what they were going to do, and they stood on it. And that bye week it brought us closer, and it made a lot of things clear to us. We can play with anybody in the world, and that's what we've been showing on the field lately.
Yeah,
you sure have.
Absolutely.
Thank you. We've been missing that.
No problem.
So, Jaden, you talked about recruiting, so I want to take it back to Columbia High School real quick in Decatur, Georgia. That's about 8 miles outside of Atlanta. Right. That monster senior season you had. So were you a Dogs fan? How do you end up at UF?
I just really like college football in general. I wasn't too much of a Dogs fan. I was split in the middle with all teams. I just love college football. But how I ended up at UF was my parents and the recruiters. They basically just made it clear for my parents, and I knew it was close to home, so it was that was a good choice for me and my family because I always wanted to be close to my brothers, and ever since I've been here, it's just made it a lot easier to be with them and go see some of their games.
And you were a two-way player in high school. So were you recruited for defense or were you recruited at running back? Didn't they switch you there?
Yeah, first for UF, I was recruited as a linebacker.
Right.
And
wow.
Yeah, I was recruited as a linebacker. And as a recruitment processes kept going, I told Coach Jim that I want to play running back. And I believed in myself, so that's what I've been doing.
And you sure have. Clearly, great athlete. You play offense, defense, played some basketball in high school. You got Coach Golden coming over, whispering in your ear, coming to get some minutes on the hoop squad too, or are we going to keep it on the gridiron?
Nah, we just going to keep it on the gridiron. That's all.
All right, so we all know Montrell and Trayon go down to injury, and you and Jacoby Jackson are up, right? Mm-hmm. And you get that first start of the year, Kentucky. 22 for 106. You score 5 rushing touchdowns. That ties the record for UF. You win SEC Freshman of the Week. Did you even imagine that was possible? Like, how were you feeling after that game?
After the game, I couldn't wrap my head around it. I was just so focused on, like, celebrating with my teammates and, like, seeing their smiles on their faces. So it wasn't too much of me, like, focusing on my performance. I was focused on the team performance.
That was a big win because Kentucky, for whatever reason, they've had our number. So,
those games have been crazy the last few years. They've been fun. Even when we were beating them during that long streak, though, those games have been like some of the most exciting games every season. So it was real nice for you to totally like stick it to them and remind them who the big.
It's nice to get the W, though.
You know, Jaden, when you run the ball, I refer to backs like this as momentum shifters. You know, you're a different kind of back than Montrell and Trayon. You sort of pick your spots, but when you pick that spot, you accelerate all the way through it, and you end up in the end zone a lot. And I mean, there's a lot of games that we wouldn't have been in if you didn't have big runs or finding the end zone, obviously. You know, talk about how you run, your style of running.
Well, I really just give, like, a lot of praises to my old line first, just because, like, without them, I wouldn't be able to do some of the stuff I'm doing now. My style of running, I try to, like, pick from everybody I watch, like Alvin Kamara.
That's a good one.
Alvin Kamara. I like Devin Montgomery a lot. I like the Detroit running backs. I like.
Yeah. He's getting a touchdown every week. What's not to like there?
Yeah, I like Christian McCaffrey, Marshawn Lynch. Like I just try to take a lot from their games and like add it to mine and tweak it to like where I can use it and how it fit for me. And I work on it during the off season, and that's just been really working for me.
Definitely is. I mean, you're leading the team in rushing and touchdowns as a true freshman. You know, coming in obviously with the running back room that you're walking into. Obviously, you have to have extreme confidence in yourself to play at this sort of level. But did you have any idea that you'd be putting on a show like this for us so soon?
No, not really. But Coach Luke always told us like the next man up, like anything could happen. So he did a very well good job with making me and the rest of the running backs ready for moments like this.
How does that work on our squad? I know it probably varies from team to team. Is it the running back coach who decides which back goes into the play, or is it the offensive coordinator or coming from the ball coach? And do you know beforehand if you're coming in on a series or a certain alignment or something?
I feel like personally, no, because the coach, everybody in the running back room could do the same thing. And that's what makes it more dangerous because you'll never know who you're going to get. And true. Yeah, so like Coach, he didn't just like I said, he did a great job of making us ready for these moments.
They're definitely doing their part for you guys. But let's be clear. You have been a high performer from the first time you took the field for the Gators, and that doesn't always happen with a true freshman. You certainly have elite talent. What else do you think has contributed to your kind of acclimation to the college level and quite honestly, in the best conference?
Staying humble. That's all.
Okay.
Staying very humble and actually wanting to learn, because a lot of people come in and overwhelm themselves with trying to do it now. And ever since I got in here, I've been trying to learn from everybody in the running back room, from the coaches, even some of the receiver coaches. I just try to learn from them too. because I feel like that'll help me more if I'm running routes as well.
What have you learned from Montrell or Jacoby?
Oh, like I ain't gonna lie, I love this room.
Has the competition made you better?
Oh yeah, definitely. Them? It boosted our room though. That's what I feel personally. I learned a lot from them. I learned how to be my own person, as into like honing on my talent and my focus on the field. Even I learned how to truly watch film from Jacoby and Montreal, and that just helped me a lot more.
What's it like having different quarterbacks with such varying styles? Like both pretty good quarterbacks, thankfully, but Langley, DJ, a little more athletic, moving more than Mertz was. So how does that affect you when you're in the backfield with them? Does it change your blocking assignments or opportunities for you to come out of the backfield for a pass, or is that also up to the coaches on that? Obviously.
Oh no, not at all. Graham is a great quarterback, and again, like I said, like early in the season, we were just trying to figure out a lot of things because we was coming from a rebuilding, but you got a lot of pieces that we didn't really know how to use at the time. And DJ and Graham, like seeing them at practice every day compete, it elevated Graham's game and it also elevated DJ's game as well. People wouldn't too much understand, but like, yeah, if you was at practice, you'll see a lot, like how Graham would take shots and how DJ would be more conservative with the ball.
All right, so big game next week. Love it when Florida State's terrible. It's still a big game, even if they're terrible.
Right.
So, being a freshman, are they instilling the importance of this game and what it means to our school and to our fans and all the former Gators before you? Like, I know you're up for every game, and clearly you're as good as it gets. A Gator grade already on the team, but tell us, what's Florida State got cooking for them coming this weekend here?
I really too much just focus on us as a team. Everybody in the program then made it like clear that this is a game that we have to win. It's like you can't lose this game, and they did that with several other games as well, as into like the Tennessee, Georgia, like those are games we just can't lose, and that's how you make your mark. And they told all the freshmen and set us in a meeting before the season really started and showed us like, yeah, these are the games that you make your mark and you can't lose as being a Florida Gator.
There's no love lost for FSU with any of us on this show. Like Sid said, I don't think anybody saw this year for them, but our ask to you will be, don't take your foot off the gas. A win over FSU is always a wonderful thing.
No problem running it up this week, okay? Pass that along.
Let's go for 6 touchdowns.
That's right. There you go. All right. So, Jaden, you guys are bowl eligible already, and you guys figured it out, and you're a problem. And nobody's going to want to play you guys. But if you guys could pick who you're going to play in a bowl, is there a team that you'd prefer to go against? And why?
Me personally, anybody, honestly. I just love playing football, and I feel like my team got the same mentality. If we can get any of them games back during the season, like the Tennessee and the Georgia game, I'd be very fine with those too.
That's what I was thinking. A little revenge. Let's get another crack at some of those games that we should have won.
Show them how far we came from earlier in the season. What's in for them now?
Man.
Talked a little bit about DJ. Let's talk a little bit more about him. This guy has made some ridiculous plays, and with the two of you guys, the Gators have a bright future ahead. So I got 2 questions. Did you know DJ prior to you both arriving at UF? And then also, what have you seen from him this year in both practice and on the field that makes you feel good about the future?
No, I did not know DJ at the time, like coming in. But I just knew that Florida had a good recruiting class, and I looked at the recruiting class. I was like, yeah, I gotta be with some of the guys that's on the roster. Ask the second question again.
What have you seen from him both in practice and on Saturdays that it kind of make you feel good about the future with him?
Oh my!
Are you watching the games, Andy?
I want to hear it.
Oh my God! I don't too much look at like the stuff in the game. Don't too much amaze me because I see it at practice every day. He do some crazier stuff in practice that's just like dude, like how are you doing it? But he really he's a leader, and to like y'all said, as a freshman to come in and be a leader and step into a position like he has, it's just that shows you how humble he is and how mature he is as well.
And it seemed like the game plan sort of was conservative in regards to DJ getting to run a lot, right, because of his hamstring.
Mm-hmm.
So it could have been even more deadly if he was healthy with a healthy leg. Wow, I can't.
Yeah.
We all can't wait till he's healthy. You guys have everything in tune.
Gonna be special.
Yeah,
you can see it.
Yes.
Well, I personally feel that like if we would have had a healthy team the full season, it would have been like trouble for a lot of teams. For sure. Like the Georgia game, the Tennessee game. Like if we had a lot of things figured out back then, we'd definitely be in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Brutal schedule.
do you help in recruiting at all?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, you give guys a call on the side.
Not call. I just usually when they get here for their official visits, then I
host them?
talk to them. Yeah, host them.
Okay.
So what's it like when you play against former teammates? Like this week, you had Big Princely, who's done pretty well over there, and earlier you had ETN. I mean, is it cool? I guess they're not your former teammate because you just arrived, but I mean, is it like talk in the locker room? Like are they looking to give them an extra shot or something, or is it all good and they hug it out at the end? What's that like? That's not like that's something more in the NFL. This is kind of new in the college. So what's the deal with the former teammates coming to town, right?
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, with the ETN situation, we dang near play the game and talk like dang near every day. So people try to make it as like we're enemies or we just have like some bad like tension towards each other. Nah, it's I learn a lot from his game, just watching it, and the person he is too. Cause like he always told me like. You come in, you just got to show everybody what you got, and that's what I've been doing. It's not like no secret animosity towards nobody. I want to see everybody win regardless.
There you go.
That's good.
Well,
That's
sports
good
hate's different than real hate, but I like where you're coming from with that.
I was going to say I did see a graphic that had your stats slashed with Travis Etienne's stats, and you pretty much had the same stats. If not, yours were a little bit better.
Nice.
So it didn't really hurt us that he left at all.
Yeah, that was John. That was Trevor, by the way, not Travis.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's usually my job, John. Stay in your lane. Jade, I don't know if you've listened to any of our shows, but typically I'm the one who flubs, and I'm definitely not known for show research. But I was so excited you were coming. I actually paid extra attention yesterday, and I came up with some questions on the fly from watching. And so first, and excuse me, this is kind of out of left field, but there was like one particular play where Montrell had a carry, got stopped at the line, and it looked like there were 6 defenders who were on top of him when he got off. And it made me think, as a running back, what's worse? Like getting laid out by like a free safety in the open field, one good shot, or just a normal tackle, but you have like 3,000 pounds of cattle on top of you before you could get up? What's more uncomfortable from your perspective?
Yeah, it's the second one. It's the second one. I just being at the bottom of that pile is just crazy because you just want everybody to get off of you. But the safeties, I don't like getting touched by a safety or a DB, so I try to do what I could do to make them not touch me. And Coach Luke always preach us, safeties and DBs don't tackle us.
I like that. That's a good mantra. You're doing something right if that's the case.
Right.
So, Trey Smack. Great kicker. This guy's got like an all-time football name. Like I think of like the old Seinfeld show where he's like, I want to be Buck Naked. It's like if you're making up a name for like an action movie or something, or like a football player, it's Trey Smack. Cool name. So
God.
Don't disappoint me. Is he as cool a dude as his name would imply? Someone with that name would have to be.
Definitely. Yeah, you just have to meet Trey Smack. Like he's the same guy you're gonna get on the field and the same guy you're gonna get off the field. Like it's insane that like some of the stuff he does with his leg, like kicking the ball like 54 yards. That's insane to me. And he just a great guy to have on your team and be around too. Like he's gonna always help you and give you the gems that you need. And also he's gonna make jokes too. Like he's not always serious, and he can show that he have
he can keep it loose.
Like he can play around with y'all too. But when it's serious and there's some serious moment, he's definitely locked into it. Even in practice, it's just he wants to get better every day.
I like that.
Yeah.
He's not far behind Caleb. We had last episode, we had Caleb Sturgis on. He's the Gators' all-time field goal leader and all-time field goal over 50-plus leader. But I think Trey's
gaining on him.
I think he's about 2 behind him.
Oh, yeah, watch it. It's going to be amazing when he do it.
And shout out to former Gator kicker Eddie Pinheiro, currently the all-time kicker in NFL history since Tucker's recent slump. So good job, Eddie, out there while we're talking about great Gator kickers.
Yeah.
Let's talk to Jaden here. Jaden, I love when guys have monster high school careers and stuff like that. It just fascinates me, some of the numbers you see. What's the most rushing yards you ever had in a game?
I don't too much pay attention to it. I remember me having at least 7 to 8 touchdowns in the game.
Wow.
But
no mercy rule?
Yeah. It wasn't even a no mercy rule. It was just we was going. And I was like, every time I touch the ball, I end up in a touchdown. So
did you play the whole game?
Yeah. No, I didn't.
You could have gotten double digits.
Yeah, see?
Coach
That's
Coach
usually what
ended up
happens.
taking me out. Like, okay, so my defensive coordinator, Coach Swain, he told me, man, if I would have knew you was going for the record, I would have kept you in. And because a lot of the coaches, some of the coaches did not know, but like the officer coaches did. So it was just like they were saving my body as well. So I understood, and we was trying to get like more of the team players involved.
So you had a big win against Ole Miss, or LSU, then Ole Miss. You know, so you're riding high. You got FSU next week. At what point do you switch gears and get focused on FSU?
I feel like most of this, like when in weeks like this come by, like another game come by, we tend to just focus on ourselves because one, we know that it starts with us. If we don't come out there and start fast and physical how we usually would do, then it's gonna be a long game. But when we hone in on everything we need to do during the week, I don't feel like nobody in the country can play with us.
Sure looks that way lately. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So how does the school week go? When do you guys head on up there? Is it a different practice week for being the end of the season, or what are you looking at? What are your next few days looking like?
Oh no, it's it's the same practices since the first day we started. Coach them, they do a very well job with getting us to take care of our bodies. You know, they ease up on some of the reps in practice, but we full speed ahead on Monday.
We've had a lot of former players on the show, as John mentioned, right? This kind of show this is, and a lot of them have talked about how the game is different now. The loyalty of the past is not there anymore. Guys play for themselves. But this Gator team seems like it may be a bit of a throwback to those days. You guys seem to be playing really hard for each other and for Coach Napier and the coaching staff. So as a current player, what's your take on this team, and do you think it's different than maybe the perception of today's college game?
Yeah, for a lot of college football changed tremendously with the NIL. People playing for money and all that. But I feel like our players on our team, we're not too much in tune to all that. We want to win and we want to make a mark, and that's all, that's been us since the summer. And I feel like our team is just different. We have a different mindset than a lot of most teams. And
so you're telling all the other teams, don't even come looking. We're not leaving anywhere. We're sticking around. Don't even ask, right? No secret portals here.
At all.
That's it.
I'm a Gator regardless.
Nice.
Yeah, this freshman class seems different. I mean, you guys, we've talked about you and DJ already, but LJ McCray is special. Miles Graham is starting to get his opportunities. He's showing he's a stud.
Yeah, he is.
Aaron Childs. You guys have the making of a really special class for the Gators. Do you guys talk about that at all? And kind of what's your take on how good you guys can be and the legacy maybe that's in front of you guys?
Yeah, we talk about it a lot. Sometimes usually on Sundays like today, we would go out as a class, 24 class, and go out to eat and just kick it with each other. But we kick with each other so much that we're close. Every time one of us make a play, I be always happy when Aaron Childs make a play, LJ McCray, Miles Graham. I just love seeing them win. So when we all just on the sideline, and I see them, we all just get hyped just because we just like the plays that it made. I feel like when we talk about it, like we tell the older guys, yeah, this 24 class, yeah, we like that. We gonna keep our arrogance and our cockiness, but we always are humbled to learn from them too.
Yeah, that's great to hear the pride. I love it. We've had, like I said, the former players. So we've seen a bunch of Gator alumni being associated with the team under Napier, coming back to offer knowledge, talk to the team, even some on the coaching staff. Have there been any former running backs yet that have come and talked to you and maybe the other backs?
No, but I forgot who did we see at the Texas game?
Emmett Smith.
Nice.
Yeah, Emmett Smith. We took a picture with him before the game. We took a picture with him before the game. He talked to me. He was like, "Keep going, keep doing what you was doing." Like he's watching, and he was like, "I got good talent. Just stay humble and keep grinding."
You have a similar vision that he had.
Well, he's definitely good goals to the goal line, like Emmett was.
And you're running. Yeah. Out of all the Gators that have came back and spoke to you guys, is there any one piece of advice that stuck out to you or that you retain?
Start treating yourself like a pro. Each and every one of them came in. They basically told us like we have to start treating ourselves now as pros, taking care of our bodies, film sessions as a team, not just with the coaches. Like when the coaches are there. Be in the weight room a lot more, because when you're in the league, they tell us like, bro, you gonna have so much free time that you gotta work on yourself and become better yourself, because nobody's gonna be on like behind you telling you, yeah, do this, do that. Nah, it's gonna be up to you, and they're saying treat yourself like a pro now. So I feel like that's what most of the players on the team been doing, because they all the guys are always in the recovery room treating their bodies. It's not too much stuff that like we're not doing to become better. So I feel like that's making us better a lot.
Yeah, I mean, talking about treating your bodies good, what about treating the opposing team's bodies? How about that hit?
Physical game, yes.
Oh man, it's been a long time since we've seen a hit like that.
Yeah, like. Jordan is a special player. People got to understand that. Like, if Jordan is on the field, it's going to be a lot done on his end, and he's going to make a play regardless. And like we clown him as like the younger guy. We always say, bro, we need you to make a play. We need you to make a play. We need a pick or something. And we tell us, he's like, I got you. I'm locked in. And for him to do that, it just made me even happier, because like he always kept it like real with us and told us what we can do to get better. And he also told him like stay humble and stuff. Like that's what he's been doing. And Jordan always had that in him. He just the time and opportunity came, and he made the play.
He sure did. Do you ever have the itch to get in on D?
Oh man, I tell Coach that all the time. I be making their calls at practice. And stuff. And I be telling like the linebackers, like I feel like this team is so competitive to a point like I would tell the linebackers, hey bro, you need to start covering better. And then he'll come back and tell me, like if I don't get the ball or nothing, he'd be like, scrap. They just talking junk to me, and I love it, because that shows like everybody is like willing to get better. Everybody on our team is willing to get better. And when they tell me I need to do something, I end up going to do it.
Well, you talk about getting better. I mean, obviously the team as a whole is light years better than when the season started with Miami. But at least from my observation, one thing that I think is very obvious is how much the defense has improved.
Yeah,
it felt like earlier in the season and last year, there were so many third and longs, and we'd get like a nice stop on first and second, but couldn't quite get off the field. It feels like it's so much better on third down now. It allows you guys to do complimentary football, and you get in there and do your thing rather than watching the other team stay on the field for long drives. So, was there like a point in the season where you kind of like felt it coming together, and you kind of got the groove and really were playing complimentary football together and feeding off the defense, and and them feeding off you guys and them getting off the field a little better than they were? Like, was there like an aha game or a play or something that you remember where it was like they got it?
Nah, it's practice. Like Coach Napier always talk about. He talks about that bye week. Man, that bye week was like it played a big part in making the identity for us. And going into that, I think it was that Tuesday. Yeah, it was that Tuesday. It was like a different attitude than everybody was bringing. Like the coaches came with a different attitude, so that made us like, okay, yeah, we got to get right because they see the talent we have and they see the hard work we put in, and we just got to believe in it a lot more than we have been doing. And everybody, we just been displaying what we could have been doing like during the season. It's just that bye week actually gave us more confidence.
And he spoke after the win, and he described how you guys needed to earn the win, right? You earn it in practice each day, and then you earn the right to win on Saturdays too. So that was pretty cool to hear.
Yeah, Coach Nate always he give us a phrase every week, and we got to live by it. Like last week, the week before, he was like, we got to earn our one-day contract, and he was like, every day you come in, you got to think about it as if you're in the league right now and they tell you got a one-day contract, if you do what you need to do that day, you can come back the next day. And I get like that just pushed us more and made us like want to do this more.
Earn it every day.
Yeah.
I got another question about teammates. I'm always the big guy in my friend group, not football big, but big guy, right? But I gotta ask, when you're hanging out in the cafeteria or whatever, is Big Desmond, is he carrying like 3 trays compared to everybody else? Like he's the big guy among the big guys. What is that like? And God, it's ridiculous how athletic he is for such a huge man. Like I like the knees, unbelievable. So you got a cool Big Desmond story for us?
I got a couple Big Desmond stories. So when I first came in, I was 240, and Dez was doing this weight loss program, so I had to be up there with him to do the weight loss program. So as of now, like I'm 225. I would always tell Dez, like when I first got here, I'm a freshman, and everybody's seen it as cocky or arrogant. I didn't too much think about it. I was just trying to see like how good I was. And so I would tell him like, yeah, like you ain't never gonna hit me. I'm not gonna let you touch me. And it was spring ball. I think, it was just one practice. We was doing like 909 circuit. And I juked. And I juked right into Des. He caught me with one arm. And he was just holding me. And I just felt like nah, like no way. And he would just talk to me as he was holding me. And I'm like, bro, you gotta be very strong because I'm 240 and you doing this with one arm. So then I'm like, all right, he talking junk. And then I came back the next play and I tried to juke again to get back to one of the holes. He just hit me and I went flying. I was like, yeah, no, I gotta get better. And then he was talking junk. It was I love it, but Bidez that's a different type of player. You don't get them very often.
He's the first guy I thought about when John asked a question about being on the bottom of the pile.
Yeah, nah,
that's the guy you don't want on top of you.
Exactly.
Yeah, nah, like if you ask Dez, he would give you like the top guys in our room that is very, very hard to tackle. And he told me one time, like, bro, I just hate when you got the ball in your hands because you would juke one way, juke the other way to get back to the same hole I was already at. And I got to move from this hole. And he was like, yeah, it just be hard to tackle you sometimes. I was like, yeah, y'all making me better anyway.
Yeah, he's throwing some guys around like ragdolls in games we've seen.
Man, that play he made, I think it was on the third down. Yeah, that play he made was crazy. I'm like, okay, yeah, Dez, I love it.
Who's the biggest jokester on the team?
I want to say Jacoby Jackson or Trayon Webb.
Yeah, okay. How's Trayon doing?
He doing good. Good spirits. He just taking it day by day.
All right, good.
I gotta ask. I actually was in San Francisco at the start of the season, and I was there for the first game of the season. Ricky Pearsall got shot. Obviously, him, being a former Gator, a lot of teammates there. What the heck is that like for somebody like part of the family being shot? Like how did the team respond to that? And do you have a relationship with Ricky? Did you talk to him? Like, what the heck's that all about?
Nah, my first time talking to Ricky, I think. Oh yeah, he came to a practice, and he a real genuine guy. Like, he just came in telling me like, we see what you're doing. Keep going. Like, just keep going. And him getting shot situation, it was like, dang, like we all sent our prayers in to his family, and it kind of like it shocked a lot of people. But we feel like as a Gator and the fans as well, that just made us want to play more and be there more for him. So yeah, that it impacted us a lot, but we went through it, and you see him now.
Yep. Good to see him back out there.
He had a nice touchdown a couple games back.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Everybody like the stories I hear about Ricky is like, nah, that's insane. That's like some of the stuff he does is insane. You can just sit on every Sunday and Saturday that he didn't play in. So
yeah,
that's true. I'm sure we got a lot more to see.
Yeah, definitely
too in the NFL. Jaden, what kind of legacy do you want to leave as a Florida Gator? When it's all said and done.
To show everybody it's possible. A lot of people can say that you can't do it, do something. And a lot of people was telling me, like, yeah, you should just go play defense. Go play. You can believe in yourself, too, as well. And I feel like the more you believe in yourself and the more work you put in towards that situation, you'll be okay.
That's awesome.
And I just want to let everybody know that.
That's the right attitude.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of ties into my next question. Obviously, we're still focused on Florida State and not looking past that. But next year, Montrell's gone. What sort of stuff do you think extra do you think you need to do in this offseason so you could unquestionably be the man? I mean, your performance on the field has been unmatched, but what do you think you need to do to take it to the next level going into next year?
Work on the stuff that Coach tells me every day, like top end speed, pass blocking, being a better teammate. You can always learn to be a better teammate. That'll never hurt. Just keep working. Stay in the film room. Watch everything I did this year, and understand that it's room for improvement every day that you come in. So, those are the things that I feel like I'm gonna have to really, really work on and hone in on.
Okay. All right, Jaden. We usually end the show with a bit. Are you ready? We're going to do rapid fire 5 questions.
Okay, come on, let's do it.
Here we go. Okay, so I saw a clip of your 55-yard run against LSU, and somebody put one of those speed radars on it, and it clocked you over 20 miles per hour. Who's the fastest guy on the team?
Oh, Aiden Mizell.
Okay.
Ooh, it's not that fast. No question, huh?
Wait.
Thinking about it.
Nah. I got.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay, so it was. I don't know if everybody's seen it, but the day we had the combine testing, Tank Hawkins, he's electric. Like he's very, very fast. So we had different groups where we came in to run a 40. Tank came in and ran a 4.21. And he ran a 4.21, and I think Aiden ran a 4.2 flat.
Whoa!
Wow!
And Aiden went on Tank the day before told him like we're gonna see tomorrow, and he put it on Twitter. And then little A came back and put it on Twitter. He was like, I think he said something about trying again or something like that. But yeah, that like seeing both of them and them being that fast is just very competitive. You can see it, but it's all love between us regardless.
Sure. Sounds like you guys they need to have a race.
Man, I would love it. I would be right there to see it too.
like old school, like they used to do with Percy,
Get your popcorn.
Percy and Jamison and Chris Rainey.
I would be right there in front watching it.
All right, number 2, favorite food.
Alfredo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, number
Alfredo.
3, Have you ever had a celebrity crush?
Yes, Zendaya and Rihanna.
Oh, okay.
Zendaya, if it don't work out with Spider-Man, give Jaden a call here.
I like that answer. I like it. Number 4. If you could star in any movie franchise, which would it be?
Dang. Oh, Avengers.
There you go.
Nice. Okay.
Never mind.
Oh, man.
What? You got another one? What's the other one?
It's going to be DC Marvels.
Okay.
Yeah, like Batman, Joker, and all those.
You're going Justice League. You're ditching the Avengers and going to the Justice League instead.
Yeah, I got to.
All right, fair enough. All right, number 5, last one. You ready?
Yeah.
Prediction: UF FSU next weekend.
Ooh, final score?
Gators on top. That's that's all I can tell you. Really, I don't too much like look into the scores. No, I'm just focusing on us. Like I said earlier, it's gonna start with us and it's gonna end with us. So,
all right. Well, I'll take a W.
Yep, that's right.
Any way you do it.
That's right.
And a W against Florida State counts as 2 wins in my book. So it's because it's twice as good as all the others. So thank you. Again, don't be afraid to run up that score. We won't be mad about that at all.
Yeah, we got you.
Jaden, it's been an absolute honor and a pleasure. And I just want to say from Gator Nation, thank you for providing some explosive energy in our offense. A lot of these games that we needed to win or even, stay close in were because you had some big plays in them. So thank you for that. And thank you for being so loyal, you and your teammates. We really appreciate that as fans. Can't wait to see what you and your teammates accomplish in the next couple of years. It's going to be so exciting to be a Gator fan. Thank you so much, Jaden.
No, thank y'all for having me. Thank y'all.
Looking forward to it, man. Good luck this weekend.
All right.
Go get those Knowles.
Oh, go Gators.
I don't know about you fellas, but I could get used to talking to current players. I mean, it is really nice talking to all-time Gator greats in their post-career, but this guy's slap dab in the middle of writing the Gator record books, and we got to talk to him off of a top 10 win at home. Awesome.
Our first current Gator set the bar high, man. Hope we can get some more on because that was awesome.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Great guy.
Gators leading rusher. Tied UF all-time mark for a single game rushing touchdowns with 5. He's tied with Tebow and Burton.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
He's special, man. It's going to be fun to watch. It is going to be fun to watch.
And it's not just the number of touchdowns, just watching the plays. It was like he stops and starts and just changes directions and leaves defenders in the dust, and it's just so fun to watch. It's bringing that fun back to the Gator offense that's sadly been lacking for the last few seasons. So
as painful as the beginning of the season was, how awesome and exhilarating is it to have the future with these guys as Gator fans that we have to watch them play the next few years.
Shout out to our school for cooler heads prevailing and not giving in to the lynch mob and getting rid of this coaching staff who clearly did not lose the team, as you pointed out, John, and I think it's hard to argue that they have us anywhere but in the right direction. Very excited to see.
Good call. And I think it was Andy that wanted to bring in Lane Kiffin.
That is right.
Oh, man. I'm telling you, that guy's never going to be okay with me. Yeah,
I am eating my words, and I'm happy to do it. I am happy to do it.
Oh, man. All right, so let's kick off our 2 bits. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Mine was, something he said about the running backs, right? And it was about the game planning. I think Sid asked a question about the game planning, and it kind of struck me when he had his answer, right? He was talking about, they don't necessarily know, and it was how they got different options and so many different looks that they can give people. And so as I think about the future, we talk about next year, right? Him, Trayon, Jacoby, who knows if there's a freshman coming, right? That's going to add to the mix, but being able to throw this stable of running backs at teams is gonna be hard for people to game plan for, and that's exciting for me.
I like it.
Not only that, all 3 running backs are 3 different distinct running styles.
Yeah, complement each other well.
Yeah.
It is a really great back room.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they're all awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll go next.
Go ahead.
I got to say, a true freshman, my God, obviously our youngest guest, but way mature, so humble, very impressive gentleman. I'm a father of 2 teenage daughters. I would not be upset if a gentleman like him came to the door to pick up one of my girls. That guy, that guy was just impressive all around. Obviously, we're impressed with what we've seen him with his helmet on, but talking to him seems just like a really good human. I loved how all of his answers, we're having fun here, but we gave him the opportunity to take some jabs and perhaps put some bulletin board material out there if anyone's listening, but he took the high road every time, and it seemed like that was like automatic. Like, John, fellow Yankee fan, almost like Jeter-esque cool, like just smooth saying like the answer that you'd want your son to say if he were in front of a camera. Like, so I'm just really, really impressed. Such a young guy to have it so together, and really, really excited to see what he has in store for us in the future, because he seems like a really great dude.
That leads into my 2 bits perfectly. When we gave him his flowers for his accomplishments, early on in his career. He's a true freshman, but he's already got a ton of accomplishments. He didn't pat himself on the back. It was all about his teammates. It was all about, he gets just as excited to see his teammates score as he does when he gets to the end zone. So I think that says so much about
really
his
cool
character. Like Jeter-esque, like you were talking about. So that's awesome to see. We have that kind of guy, and we got him for the next few years.
Yeah, it was great to hear him say, that he's a Gator. That was awesome. I mean, you could hear that in Lagway when Lagway talks. So you want to hear the studs of the future talking, having that loyalty and wanting to build this thing and see what they can do. That's, for us as fans, that's exciting, and it's been a little while, I think. And you don't see that on every team.
And talented anchors like those guys are only going to bring other players who potentially aren't getting their spot on the field, or not getting the playing time, or not happy with the coach and want a chance here, get in on the fun that we have in the swamp. That, like he says, he's not necessarily like making phone calls, but they come in and talk. Like, him playing on the field is recruiting for us. Like, look what we got going here. You want to come be a part of this, because clearly something special is happening in the swamp.
Yep. Yeah, there is something special there. It's going to be fun to watch, boys. It's going to be fun to watch.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Gentlemen, we broke format today. How's it feel?
We did. It feels good. I liked it.
It does.
And John Sid, the under hit.
You're right. I don't know.
I had to. I couldn't let it slide.
No, it's good. That's good. I always get them mixed up, the Etiennes. I don't know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's all for the Gators podcast.com. 4 is the number 4. You go there, you can see all our prior episodes. You can see who we have coming up that we're going to interview. You can see some of the big plays they've made in the Big Play Vault. Tons of stuff to do there. All for the GatorsPodcast.com. All right. Go Gators.
Go Gators.
Go Gators.